Hi there, welcome to another segment of Relationship Talk with Catherine, and today I'm going to be talking about disagreements in relationships or marriages. Before I go further, I would like to urge you to subscribe to my videos, and yes, the reason being that you'll be able to get notified as soon as a new video gets uploaded. Yeah, I'd like to thank you all for viewing my videos, and for those who have been calling me, thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. So without taking so much of your time, I'm going to go straight to the topic of today, which is disagreements and constant arguments in marriages or in a relationship. To start with, a constant quarreling or constant arguments in any relationship or in a marriage is not a healthy one. It does bring a lot of resentment when you are constantly at each other's throat, always disagreeing with each other. It makes love to dwindle in any relationship or in any marriage. That is little wonder why we have a lot of divorce cases, just because they don't nip it in the bud. Yes, when this problem are cropping up, it starts with very little things around the house. Oh, you didn't do this, or you did that. Yes. So we're going to be picking on one or two things that brings disagreements in a home. Sometimes one of these things could be as little thing as, maybe like mannerism or habit in the house. Like if a woman is, has a habit of being, dirty, not being able to clean, or not being able to take care of her personal hygiene, and she's beginning to get on her partner's nerves. Yes, a lot of men do have these secret issues, and they feel when they tell their partners about this, she will be embarrassed, and they feel a little bit embarrassed to even discuss this with their spouses. So we women, we have to endeavor to take our personal hygiene a little bit more seriously, so that we don't begin to irritate our husbands or our partners. Is very important. And another thing which I do see that brings a lot of quarreling in the house is the issue of finance. In every home, we need money to run the house. We cannot overemphasize the fact that money is very much needed, and it plays an important role in the running of any home. So when couples argue over who brings what and who does what, this does bring disharmony, and it does bring a lot of quarreling in the house. And yes, I would advise or urge our men that if you are getting married and you feel you're matured enough to marry, don't you ever just bank your hope that you're going to marry a woman who is financially strong, so therefore you have to do little or nothing. I'm happy to tell you that you are expected to be a man and be a husband and be a father. It's a great responsibility, and it's only when you live up to this that you continue to enjoy the loyalty, the friendliness that you've always had in your partner. So this is very important. So another thing that brings disagreement in a home, which often brings frustration, is interference from families from both sides. It's usually very, very, very common that most women resent their husband's family. They don't like to see their husband's family or coming around. When their own family comes around, it's not an issue. But as soon as their husband's family comes around, then there is a big issue. So yes, tolerance in the part of the woman is very, very important, because if you decide to marry this man, you must decide that you will marry everything that is around him. If you love him, you should love the place he came out from, and that is his extended family. That is the only way you will have peace and you will enjoy your marriage, because when you are not happy with his people, and these are his people, he's loving you and he doesn't want to turn his back on his people. Yes, you have to find, yes, like you have to compromise, so to speak. You cannot love everyone, you cannot like everyone, but you have to be tolerant. You have to tolerate if you want to remain a wife in the house. So, and another thing which I would like to point out to you today is, when a couple is always quarreling, a constant quarreling damages a relationship, and it does bring a lot of trouble in homes. So I would urge you that if you have anything that is bothering you, communication is very important. Communication, it plays a vital role in any relationship. And I often find out that in every home, one person always wants discussion, while the other person takes discussion as nagging. So it is important that you must be able to talk about your issues. You must be able to talk about everything, including sex. And I find out that even sex in a marriage is becoming an issue. You know, you're not supposed to deprive each other of each other's right. It is his right, it is her right. You need to find a common ground to satisfy each other's needs. I mean, sexually. So that cannot be overemphasized. So another one that I want to talk about is when there is a misunderstanding in the house. You know, you don't have to carry it forward. You don't have to keep each other in mind and start, prolonging matter, because prolonged quarrel in the house does leave room. It leaves room for, for interference from third parties. And when people start interfering or start mediating, so to speak, it's not a very good thing, because when one person has to come in between you and have to apportion blame to this side or apportion blame to the other side, it doesn't leave the other person in a good mood or in a good state. So I urge you, when there are issues to be sorted out, please sort it out between yourselves. Yes, after all, there was no third party when you decided to marry each other. So at the end of the day, I will expect that you will take this on board and sort out your differences. And another issue which I have come to deal with in speaking to a lot of people, I found out that some people are very rigid. So when you are rigid, you are not flexible, in terms of dealing with issues. When your partner talks to you about issues, you are very rigid. When you said no, you don't like to say yes. Yeah, it's not a very good thing, especially when it comes to our men. It happens to the women as well. But for the men, it is important that when you say no to your woman, it sometimes by coming to say yes does not make you less a man. It does not make you a soft man. It only shows maturity. It only shows that you are a man of peace and you want peace in your home and you want harmony to continue to be between you and your partner. So at the end of the day, constant quarreling does bring irritation. When you start getting irritated, yes, it's not a very good thing. It does not bring a healthy a marriage or healthy relationship, especially in a relationship. Because when you start quarreling constantly, you're resenting each other, it makes love to dwindle. Even in a marriage, it makes love to dwindle. So we need to deal with issues of irritation, of rigidity and resentment. And you have to make sure that when you have issues between the two of you, please, please, please sort it out. Do not allow prolonged malice in the house, because it's not a healthy thing. And another thing that brings children, that brings a quarrel in the house, is the issue of children. Women, when women start having children, they have divided attention, and as such, the men suffer. They don't give the men the enough attention that they are supposed to give them. I'd like to urge the women, especially those in their childbearing age, that your husband is also your child. In fact, he's your first child. So you have to find time for him. You have to make sure that children don't come between both of you. So today, this is how far I can go. I could go on and on, but time will not permit me to go on and on. I hope with these few points that I have raised today, that you will take it on board and sort out your differences and enjoy a blissful marriage or a wonderful relationship that will eventually lead into a happy married life. So with this, I'll say thank you for watching today. Subscribe to my video, and if you have benefited from this video, please share it and let someone else benefit. Until next time, when I come again with another topic, I'm going to say bye for now. God bless and keep loving. Bye.